Howdy, good people. How are you? How are you? Karibu sana. It's a beautiful evening time for ZINGA La SPOTI. Today we have a special show just lined up for you because in the recent days we witnessed something phenomenal here in the country, whereby a Kenyan broke the Guinness Book of Record. He's not really Kenyan, but he's Kenyan. He's more Kenyan than whoever or wherever he comes from. I'll be telling you much about that because on the show today we have a guy who is quite phenomenal. Imagine doing something for 12 hours straight. Hata tusiende mbali. Sema nasi kwenye 22843. That's our SMS line. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Catch us on KTN BTV. Wonderful, wonderful show we have lined up for you. Popote ulipo, keti kitako, tulia, and enjoy the show. Adil!
What's up?
Yo, bro.
How you doing?
Karibu sana.
Thanks, man.
What are you doing?
Just cooling down. This looks easy, man. This is just a cool down.
You know, I'm wondering, after what your body has gone through in the recent week,
right?
You still at the gym? Still hitting the gym?
Yeah, of course. I was on my feet the next day.
Come. Mohammad Adil, he is a world record holder, the most burpees in under 12 hours.
Yeah, in 12 hours.
In 12 hours.
In 12 hours. Because I went for the whole 12 hours, 6:01 a.m. to 6:01 p.m.
Let's start, because you're going to get there.
Yeah.
Let's start with your background. Where you're born, growing up, which sports did you involve yourself in, which school did you go to, all that.
So, I was born in Mauritius. If I'm starting at the very beginning, let me tell you what happened when I was born.
Sure.
Right, I was born with a really bad lung infection, where I stayed in the incubator for about a month, apparently, because my lungs were too weak to support me. And as I grew up, I was a chronic asthmatic most of my life, but my childhood was messed up, man, in the sense that I remember this, my right pocket had cortisone inhaler, my left pocket Ventolin inhaler, the nebulizer, which is a breathing machine, was always on standby. Sometimes to school, my mom had to run to school and bring the nebulizer. I spent so much time in hospital, so much time in bed, so I was born very weak. And then we moved to Kenya when I was 9 years old. And then in Mauritius, I was in a public school where you couldn't even bring a football to school. So moved here, joined a British school. I went to Braeburn. They're heavy on sports. That's the first time in my life I actually did a sport properly, right? And it helped. My lungs started getting stronger. And the key factor was also Nairobi is such a high altitude.
Yeah.
So I was in a higher altitude, playing sports for the first time in my life. My body was, and you're still young. The younger you are, the easier it is.
Yeah.
It's that simple, right? And my body started getting stronger, step by step. But that's where it started. Then every time I used to go back to Mauritius, my asthma would kick back in. And it was bad. Every time I go to Mauritius, you're back on the nebulizer, back with my
inhalers and all that.
And I'm telling you, you're back there for a holiday. For 2 weeks, within the second day, my asthma is back.
You're back.
I come back to Kenya, back to Nairobi, I'm okay again. So honestly, I think my blood is kind of Kenyan as well.
Yeah. It was a mistake somewhere.
I'm Mauritian, but I believe I'm half Kenyan, man.
That's why I told you, he's more Kenyan than that other country, Mauritius. This show is all about history and past. You've just told us about your history in Mauritius, coming to Kenya, starting sports. Probably what was your first sport to indulge in?
The first thing, man, football.
Yeah.
Football was the first thing I ever got into. And I joined the football team in school, but I wasn't good, obviously, never played in my life and stuff. And I became the captain of the football team.
How?
Because I was, honestly, this is my coach's word, heart. You might not be the best player on the team, but you got heart.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that's carrying me till today. Right? Is just having heart and just playing everything you can, right? Because the best player doesn't mean they'll do their best.
No.
You know what I mean? So football was number one. And then ping pong.
Yeah.
My dad was a ping pong champion back in the day.
Wow.
Right?
So you had something.
So we played all the time. It was good, man. So sports became a big part of my life. right? It went from being just academics in Mauritius to now, yes, you were still doing good in school, but sports became a big part of my life.
Now you've moved to Kenya, and already the change is quite significant. Even for your parents now, they can feel it, because back in Mauritius, your pockets were being drained by hospital bills, running to hospitals and all that. Coming to Kenya, now they feel like, hey, our son is getting better and all that. Probably, what step or how did this change your parents' perspective about Kenya? Did that motivate your parents now to stay here in Kenya for longer than maybe probably expected?
Yeah, because I mean, when my dad started, he was on a contract base, right? And it kept getting renewed, etc. And I mean, to answer your question blatantly, we're here 20 years later. Yeah. We're still here. Fell in love with this country, yeah, but to my health, yeah, they saw me get better. They saw me go back to Mauritius. Every time I went back, I got worse. And to them, it was a big thing, because my mom, till today, she says that you were born such, and I was a very small baby, apparently, very weak. She was like, for you to be from that to what she sees today, she's like, unbelievable. Like, she's like, you could not even run 100 meters before. To now being one of the fittest person around is a big thing. So Kenya, moving to Nairobi was a huge stepping stone in making me stronger. Huge.
How did they support you? Because most of the times when we're in this show, when you're talking about sports and all that development, at that very early age or tender age, you find that parents also play a very key role in the development of sporting personality.
Yeah.
How did they help you in now, because they've already seen to any other parent, being with the background that you have weekly and all that, any other parent will be cautious.
Yes.
Seeing their kid going into sports, because they know the kind of vigor that goes into sports, in your body and all that. How did they take it?
They were very supportive. In the sense that, you know, they showed up to the matches, you know, the inter-school matches, they showed up to it. Whenever there was training, they were like, go for training, we'll pick you up. So they were very supportive, but yeah, I guess I have never actually spoke about this to them, but I guess seeing me get stronger to a parent must be incredible, seeing your kid, you know what I mean? We've never really had that chat, but they were very supportive, showed up to all the sporting events, didn't say no to, even if I had to miss class to go to play, didn't say no to that. But there was a bigger picture there, right? Because I was doing good in school anyway, in my academics, I was doing good, right? And they saw the opportunity that Nairobi, a school here, brought, that like you can now play sports every day. They have seasonal sports. So they were happy with that. They were happy with that. And to be honest, like now, I think they're ecstatic about this.
Yeah,
like,
now, especially with
you know what I mean? Now I think they were like looking back at everything. Thank God he did what he did. Because you know, I got addicted to sports. I was actually more into sports than, because in Mauritius, I was very into my books. Then I moved here, it was split, man, books and sports. Then
how were you able to juggle between the two? Because at times people find it hard to create a balance between academics and sports.
So this is going to be a bit funny, man. Okay, so when I moved here, I didn't have any friends, right? I was fat, by the way, because they were giving me steroids for my lungs. So the steroids actually made me fat. So,
one, you're a fat boy.
One, I'm a fat boy. Two, I had braces. Three, I couldn't speak English.
Wow.
English is my third language, right? So no one in school was talking to me. So all my time went dedicated to either I'm in class doing my homework, or I'm playing sport. But the sports didn't come in at first either. At first, I wasn't even accepted in sports teams.
Yeah, because they're thinking, what is he doing?
So what did I do? Every lunchtime, every break time, I was in chess club. And even there, I was like the loser of chess club. I didn't even have friends in chess club, right? So I would play chess every day against the teacher. And I became incredible at chess. We went for a family trip to Dubai, and all the chess champions were playing a tournament in the middle of Dubai Mall, right? I sat down to play with the junior world champion. He was 27, I was 9. And we drew. We drew together. And so I became very good at chess because of not having friends in school. Then eventually I started playing PE and this and that, and then the sports picked up. Yeah.
And looking at all this, you're in a school, in an institution, very new in Kenya, no friends. At times, this would affect your psyche. Your psychology would be affected in that, looking back, it's like nobody wants you.
True.
There's that rejection hanging around you.
Yeah, true.
How were you able to shake it off?
You know, honestly, up until 3 years ago, I had no idea what anxiety was, right? I'm going to come to this, right?
Okay.
The psychology as a kid, I don't think you think so much into it. You're not exposed yet to all the problems like life that comes with life. So I understood I didn't have friends. It didn't feel nice because I had friends in Mauritius. So that part did not feel nice. But luckily in this compound, there were a lot of kids. I have lived here for 20 years.
Wow.
So there were a lot of kids. So I became friends with them, but I didn't have anyone in school. So psychologically, yes, it was tough not going to school every day. My schedule is you go to class, eat your break alone. You go to class, eat your lunch alone.
You're those kids who we see in the movie. During lunchtime,
the loser kids.
The loser kids.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
But now you're not a loser, you're a champ, right?
Everything adds up, I think, man. Everything adds up eventually, right? But I don't think as a kid, personally, today times have changed. Kids are smarter as the generations go by, right? But back then, I didn't think too much about it. So my psychology did not really get affected because I was giving it my all. In whatever I was still doing, I was still giving it my all. And it's up until 3 years ago is when I started realizing what anxiety was, I've never gone into depression, but I've been close. Because I've gone through a lot in the past 10 years in my life that got me. This is why today, we'll talk about it, is where my mental strength has come in. But as a kid, I didn't think about it, man. I just did. I just kept living.
Just do it.
We just lived.
Nike, just do it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, just do it. Just do it.
Looking at all this, you got into sports at Brabant at a very young age. Got into sports. Did you do sports professionally, or did you do sports at that high level?
Right.
Did you go to any competition that, up to date, it's quite memorable to you? Like looking back, you'd say that competition I went to, it really changed my life.
Right.
By winning that competition, it gave me a different perspective of life and sports.
Yeah, so we played a lot of inter-school games, right? And so there was once scouts came in to recruit for the under-21 Kenyan team, right? I was picked. I never got to play though.
Football?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Okay, I was an incredible defender. Incredible. Like I told you, with the heart, no one was getting past me.
Sure.
I couldn't dribble, I couldn't shoot, yes.
But
that was
nobody could get
amazing.
past you.
No one was getting past me. And that's what they loved in defense. That's your job, right?
Yeah, I scored.
Yeah, like, you get me, right?
Yeah.
So, under 21 Kenyan team was actually looking for players and they were going for a tournament. And I was selected to play with them, but I never got the chance to, man. But that would have been amazing. But memorable things, I remember there was a game we played against Brookhouse.
Okay.
They were all older than us. And we won that game. Okay?
That was football or chess?
That was football. Chess tournaments, I've been in a lot of chess tournaments. I've won a couple. That's just been, I think I've excelled in chess. I just haven't played in years. But like my family says, I have a natural talent for chess.
Chess.
It's just there.
Meaning you're a bright person.
But it's about thinking steps ahead. You need to know how to think. I used to be able to think about 6-7 steps ahead.
Wow.
Now I've lost practice, but I'm sure if I get back into it. But there's this one football game against Brookhouse. These guys were good, man. These guys were amazing. And we won that game. It was a semi, not even the final, it was a semi, and it was more important than the final.
Wow.
And we won that game. I will never forget that.
How many scores?
Because I'll tell you what, the score was 2-1 to us, but I'll tell you why I will never forget it. One of the guys in the other team, he had this, you know Roberto Carlos?
Yeah.
You know that left foot?
Yeah.
He had a powerful, as a kid, that was our Roberto Carlos. He had this powerful shot. Keeper missed it, I jumped in, headed it out of the goal. And I had a headache for the rest of the night. But I will never forget.
That heavy.
I will never forget saving that game.
Because you became the hero.
Yeah, because you were MVP.
Yeah.
You know, like.
how is that? Now, you being an MVP, saved the team in a school whereby there was that stereotype previously.
Yes.
In the same, I believe it was in the same school.
Correct.
How was that? How was the reception now? Did people now start getting warm to you and all that?
Honestly, I think it's quite, it's just school, it's just kids. When I started losing weight is when the kids approached me. Because I became a stick, from fat to a stick.
Wow.
Thin. Because as a kid, your metabolism is through the roof. So you're burning, whatever you're eating, it doesn't matter. As long as you're playing a lot of sports or very active, you're going to lose weight. So I became really, really skinny. But the more weight I lost, seems like more people spoke to me.
The more they came.
And the day I was captain before I joined, before that Brookhouse game, I had already become captain of the team. And making captain, everyone thought someone else was going to get it, and I got it, right? Just that in its own, I was proud, man. I was proud. But people were more warm at this point. They become more warm to you. They want to be your friends, this, that. But I don't think much of it. I just think kids are kids, man.
Yeah, kids are kids.
You know what I mean? As an adult, if that happens, then you're like, okay, it's not cool. You know what I mean? If you're going to disrespect someone, but then they achieve something big and now you give them all the respect, that's just looking for attention, I guess. But as a kid, you're just kids. Man. You're just kids. But I got a lot more friends as the school year came towards an end, man.
Now you've transitioned. Football was your sport. Some chess there. How did you come into now this? Because your AKA, your nickname, Mr. Shredded.
Shredded.
My oh my. How did that come to be?
So, first year of uni, I went to university in England. And after my first year of university, my asthma came back. So, not that it disappeared. Like every time I went to Mauritius, it came back, but it reduced over time. Went to England after my first year. I'm not saying I led the best lifestyle. I probably did lead the best lifestyle, but my asthma came back quite violently. So in 2010, I joined a gym for the first time. And with the pure reason just to lose weight, because I had put on weight, and obviously the heavier you are, the more pressure you have on your heart, the more pressure on your lungs. So joined the gym just to lose weight. And I did that for 1 year where I was just going, casual gym goer, just,
not consecutive.
No. It was like probably 2-3 times a week, go to the gym, get on the treadmill, get on the bike, this, that. A year later, I remember I picked up my first dumbbells. Man, after that, I just got more and more and more addicted. Like I got hooked. Because you do know what happens when you work out, right? Is if you the more you enjoy a workout, endorphins, which is a hormone, starts releasing in your brain, and it's a pleasure hormone. And this is it's a comparison which they say is real. It's a scientific comparison where they say the level of endorphins that's released after a good workout, it's a pleasure hormone. It makes you feel as good as if that's someone who just did a line of work. You know what I mean? So it's a powerful, powerful thing. So you get addicted to it, but this is probably the best addiction you can ever get into. It's your health at the end of the day, right? So that's how I started the gym lifestyle. Fast forward a few years, and I was going to the gym quite regularly, in university it started obviously. Fast forward a few years, I started doing mixed martial arts. And I did mixed martial arts for quite a few years. I'm pretty good, but I'm pretty actually so I did mixed martial arts for a few years, and I fought amateur cage fights in London. I fought 9 undefeated fights. I needed money, and they paid well. So I fought 9.
I'm feeling like it's a script from a movie which is being torn before my eyes.
Do you know how many people have told me you need to write a book? You need to come up. But I told them in 10 years I'm going to do that.
You good.
Because I have a lot to do in the next 10 years.
Yeah.
But I went to fight.
How was that? Maybe how was your first fight?
Oh my God, your heart.
You don't have money, you want money.
At this point, your heart is like pounding. You know what I mean? Like your heart is literally pounding at this point. Like you can't even imagine when you're walking to the ring. Well, it's a cage. When you're walking to that cage, man, it's just every step you take towards that cage, the stronger you become. But the further you are, you're just nervous. Yeah.
Butterflies all over.
Yeah. But every step I took closer, the more confident I became. But the first fight, once you're in that ring. The cage, once you're in the middle of it for that first fight, it does not feel good, man. You know the other guy is there to kill you. Yeah. So this is where
kill or be killed.
Yeah, and this is where you start learning that you have to flip a switch in your head, where you have to stop caring about anything at this point. You just kill. Yeah. That's the mentality you have to go in there with. Wow. Yeah. So the first fight was like that. So you go in there scared, but you come out of there an animal. Yeah.
How much do you make, just roughly?
So the 9 fights, gave me £6,000.
That's good money.
It's good money. Like as a student, it's
great
money.
Right?
Like as a student, what? Like so. That's how much I made for those 9 fights. But you see, they trick you though. This is how they get you. They say you got 9 fights to do. If you lose 1, you only get like 3,000.
Oh.
Yeah. If you lose 2, you get like 1,000. If you lose 3, you get 500. You lose 4, you get nothing.
Wow.
That's the contract.
So that's the motivation for you to win.
To win all, then you get paid what you've been promised. But if you don't win all, you're not getting paid even close to what you've been promised. Yeah. Wow. And that's a contract you sign.
Wow. So you can't come again and claim after the fight, oh, I fought 9 fights.
No, you fought 9 fights, but you lose 1, the money is half already.
Oh my.
Yeah. And you lose 4, you get nothing.
Nothing.
4 out of 9, those are not good odds, man.
No.
But that's why they get you, because you go in there, you don't have to pay to fight, but you have to sign a contract, saying that you're responsible for whatever happens in there, but that's how it works.
Before we go for a short commercial break, probably, what has been your highest moment in your career in sports?
Like
before even the Guinness
Guinness World Record thing, but my highest moment in sports, like specifically in sports, right?
Yeah, sports, even life. But
so I'll tell you. So honestly, it's something that can happen more than once, but it's hitting PRs in the gym, personal records in the gym, right? It's I'm not gonna lie to you, man. So my maximum deadlift ever has been 200 kilos.
Okay, deadlift.
You even pray. You're stepping up to that bar, you do a little prayer, and then you go for it. Because I only weigh 75 kilos. So, because I'm very strong for my weight.
How much are we?
85. I have a health
just tell by
coach,
looking
man.
at
I can just look at you and go So hitting those PRs, you have no idea. The adrenaline rush is incredible, because I've never done anything on a proper platform, like competed on a Guinness. I've never in my life done anything like this. But day in, day out, you go to the gym, you get addicted to lifting heavier and heavier weight, and just lifting that one weight you've never lifted in your life, man, it's an achievement. And that's what drives you. You know, that's what drives you forward.
Today I did 200. Tomorrow I want to do 210.
Exactly. But it's not going to be tomorrow. No. It can be in 5 years. That's how much this progression in this lifestyle is so slow. And you need to be dedicated. You need to have self-discipline and keep moving.
In terms of patience, what do you need in terms of patience? Because telling us, you've just told us, you've just mentioned, you lifted 200 kgs today. Yeah. You'll wait for another 5 years to lift another maybe 210.
Right. And you got to realize that this lifestyle, you can't rush it. Results don't come fast, and results that are permanent take the longest. Right? So you got to take your time. You got to be patient. But people are always looking for quick fix, man. People do you know what the supplement that's the highest selling, especially amongst women? Fat burners.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's looking for a shortcut. There is no shortcut in this lifestyle. You got to do it the right way, and it'll be permanent. Yeah, because I can make you lose 10 kilos in a month. But next month you'll put on 5, next month you'll put on 3, you're back to 10 in 3 months. Yeah. It's not permanent. And that's what people need to realize, that you've got to take your time, right? You will get there, be a little patient.
Time.
Patient.
Time. Yeah. Wanasema patience pays, ndio kauli ambayo tunaenda nayo mapumzikoni. Tuko naye Mohammad Adil, ni huyu jamaa ni Guinness World Record holder, the most burpees in 12 hours. Unaweza fanya burpees? Tutakuwa najiuliza hayo na mengi after the break. Let's go.
Let's go.
Hey.